Peace, Moors. Yo. Peace, Moors. Peace. What's the word, man? I saw a quote today. The quote was from Plato. And the quote went something like this. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy is when men are afraid of the light. Man, I seen that today on this shout out to the page. I forget, I think it was Tartarian. I seen that Plato quote on there, man. That shit pop out. Cause I'm looking at that, and everything from that Plato line, it goes in together with the Bible, the Septuagint, the Vedas, the Bhagavad Gita. It go with the Gnostic science, Gnostic wisdom, Gnostic knowledge. Everything pretty much goes with the same thing. Man, know thyself. Pretty much all of the Egyptian mystery systems, the Atlantean mystery systems, the Emerald tablets, the Proto-Semitic scripts, the Latin scripts. If you go to the source, it's still coming back to man, know thyself. All of the so-called religions, and religion means just to realign yourself back to the Creator. That's true religion. True religion is not something that people do on Sundays. It's not that. Going to the ritual of church buildings and temples and mosques. That's not religion. Religion is to realign yourself back with the functions and the science of the cosmos. That's true religion. You notice on the clothing line. Remember the clothing line on True Religion? It used to be a Buddha. And the Buddha, if you do the research on the Buddha is a Moor. And it's true religion because it's going back to the functions of the cosmos, astrology. Jesus is a password. I'm going to say that again for the ones in the back. Jesus is not his real name. His name was Yeshua ben Yosef. When they say Jesus, that's a password. You might say a password to what? A password to what? That password that they put out. Right. The password that they put out, like Jesus. Jesus means justice. That's what Jesus means. His name wasn't Jesus though. Yeshua or Yahshua ben Yosef. That was his name. But see, this is all coming back to that demo that I seen earlier today on that Plato quote. Peace and love to all the Muslims. The Plato quote again went something like this. Children, fam. It said it's easy to excuse children who are afraid of the dark. The real tragedy is when men and women, grown, paraphrasing right now, but when grown men and grown women are afraid of the light. The light. That's the real tragedy. People out here have been conditioned mentally not to seek the light, meaning the light of knowledge. That's what light means. Light means knowledge. Light don't mean somebody complexion of their skin. That's not what light means. You ever notice in movies? You said vampires, right? You ever noticed in the movies? What are the vampires afraid of? What can kill the vampires unconditionally? What is it? What element can kill vampires unconditionally? Think about it. Y'all seen the movies. They put it in these movies all the time. The Dark Priesthood, which is dead, they put it in the movies all the time. What is the one thing that in every movie kills vampires? What is it? What is it, Morris? You said silver, the light. And silver is an element. This is why they want our people, Moors, not to seek the light. They want Moors to stay in the dark, black. This is why they want Moors to keep identifying as black people. Because if you keep identifying as black people, right, the sun, if you keep identifying as black people, you're cursing yourself. So you're actually going away from the light. See how they put it in the movies all the time? You just got to know what you're looking at. Bing bong. You just got to know what you're looking at. This shit is wild because it's right in front of our face every time we watch one of these vampire movies. Blade, Lost Boys, all the classic vampire movies that they ever made. It was always one element that killed, whether like in Blade, right? In Blade, I think it was Blade Part 2, you had the Reapers. Remember the Reapers? Have you ever seen Blade? Wesley Snipes? The Reapers. Even the Reapers. They was vampires that was killing vampires. They was called Reapers. The vampires was actually afraid of the Reapers. But the Reapers, their weakness was the light. They couldn't even withstand the light. And they was vampire hunters. So again, the real tragedy is when men and women, grown men and women, are afraid of the light, which is knowledge. That's the real tragedy. That's the real tragedy. When you got grown people, that's scared of information, which is the light, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, high science. When you got grown people that's conditioned to not seek the light on their own free will, you're controlling them. They don't even know that you're controlling them. You said like most entertainers always have shades on. It ain't just the shades though, more. It's the ones that's wearing the shades. Watch their character. Watch their language. Watch how they talk. Pay attention to the words that they use. Because when you listening to the language that somebody speaks, don't forget, the word is God. The word is God. So when somebody is using ungodly words, like for instance, they calling you something that you're not, your identity. Our identity is under a crisis. And this is one of the main diversions from the Dark Priesthood, which is dead, that is being used on our people. Like, think about this. If I can get not me, but if somebody can get you, not you personally, but our people, let's say a people, to misidentify on their own, they can be controlled. How? How can they be controlled? Because they lack an identity. And without an identity, who are you? Again, you go back to that quote from Plato. It's easy to see a child that's afraid of the dark. You recognize that it's a child. This child is afraid of the dark. Okay, it's a child. You know what I'm saying? Children, they might be afraid of the dark. You know, they children. You know what I'm saying? They children. They might be afraid of the dark. But when you see imagine this. You see a grown person hiding under the covers Because they say I'm afraid of the dark. You're not going to look at that person the same way you would look, that grown person, the same way you would look at a child. Because a child is a child. They're innocent. They're pure. So a child going to be like, man, I'm afraid of the dark. You know, the boogeyman or something like that. Maybe they might think of something in the dark because they're a child. No different than you might see a child thinking that Santa Claus is real, you know, the Easter Bunny and all of that. You might think that person, because the child might think like that's real. This is why the adults have to start teaching the children what it really is from the dope. Stop telling them lies and shit. There he is.
That's good.
Peace.
You too.
Yes, sir. This is why Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, he said, I come for the young, the babies, and the unborn. Go back to the lessons of the prophet Noble Drew Ali. You stick to the lessons of the prophet Noble Drew Ali, you're going to be all right. You stick to them holy instructions from the prophet Noble Drew Ali, you're going to be all right. Now, you start depending on his carnal mind. If you start depending on your carnal mind, you just fooling yourself. That's your pride. That's your ego. Not you personally. I'm talking about humanity. And that's what humanity has been at for the past few millennia. And in our ignorance, indoctrination, we've been placed mentally in the dark. This is why they love our people misidentifying as black. Because, look, you take it to the Gnostic side. You take it to the metaphysical side. All right? You take it to language. Let's just keep it right there. Language. All right? We ain't going to get way out somewhere. We're going to keep it right here in the dictionary. In the dictionary, the word black, it's an adjective. All right? It's an adjective. Let me say that again for the ones way in the back and the haters that's in the front. The word black, the word white, brown, yellow, the word green, all of them is adjectives. Adjectives. Adjectives describe the noun. Like this right here. Look. This is a turban. What color is the turban? It's a red turban. Yeah, the haters in the front. This is a red turban. Oh, let me give you another example. All right? Let me give you another example. Let me give you another example. This car right here, it's a black car. Okay? Black car. Now, it's not telling you, when I go like this, it's not telling you what kind of car this is it? It's just a black car. You know what I'm saying? So look, the black car, I'm gonna hide the plate on it, but the black car, it's a Toyota. See that? It's a sign on the car, that's a Toyota. You see it? So if you went to the car dealership and was like, man, let me get a black car. First thing they're going to do is look at you like, what you mean a black car? Like, what kind of car you looking for? You know what I'm saying? This is why nationality is the order of the day. Because once you say your nationality, you put a name on what you're talking about. Black is the adjective of the car right here. See that? When you say a black car, that's telling me, okay, you're looking for a particular color. But you don't know the name, the model, or the brand of the car. You know what I mean? You go to the car lot, you like, yeah, let me get a black car. They're gonna look at you like, sir, it's about 300 cars out here that's black. Which one you looking for? No different if this car right here was white. If this was a white car, right? You go to the car dealership, you go to the car lot. They gonna tell you, you say to them, to the salesman, let me get a white car over there. They're gonna look at you like, sir, ma'am, it's about 300, 400 cars out here. Which car do you want? Let me say that again. Jahad, peace, fam. When you go like this, you go to a car lot. And peace, more. When you go to a car lot, right? You go to a car lot, you say, let me get a white car or a black car. Now you think about that. Are you telling the salesman what kind of car you want? No. You just saying you're giving them an adjective, which is describing the color of the car that you're looking for. But it's not identifying the car that you want. This is why we go to a dictionary. And this is the spell that's been happening. The indoctrination has been happening. So our people continue to stay in the mentality of black. Black, meaning ignorance, lack of knowledge of self. That's what I'm talking about. And that's what it's about. It's about the ascension of knowledge. What's up, big dog?
Yeah.
Cool?
Yeah.
All right? Nah. You got all the bread, man. Come on. Knowledge of self, man. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge of self, fam. So look, when you go like this, right? Look. It sounds funny, but it's real life though. This car is black. And this is how people be today. And it seems wild though, but it's just like this. Because look, when you talking about a car, right? You say, okay, well, I want a black car, but I don't know. The first thing the salesman is gonna do is say, well, sir, ma'am, what make and model of a car are you looking at? They're gonna look at you like, what make and model? What do you want? Now you say, as an example, you're gonna say, well, I'm looking for a Toyota. I'm looking for a Toyota. This is the brand, the make and the model. You know what I'm saying? So when you say, now flip it to a person. As a person, if you're not specifying a nationality, and you're saying that you're black, you're saying that you're a thing, you're an object. You're not claiming an actual make or model. Remember, we are made in the creation, in the likeness and the image of the Creator. Whether you say Allah, God, the great architect. We're made in the likeness and the image of the Creator. Right? So we're not to be identified as a color. I know that might seem like, what is Kush talking about? What does he mean, like a make and a model? Hear me out. In law, get you a Black's Law dictionary. This is what happens with our people all the time. All the time. Our people have been indoctrinated not to go into law books. Okay? Really older law books. So when you keep in mind that car analogy that I just said, okay? How the salesman was like, what make and model car are you looking for? Keep that scenario in mind. Now, when you apply that to politics, world politics, law, you're looking at people who say that they're a color. No different than that truck right there. See that white truck? Okay, that's another analogy. White truck. All right? So when you see that, you're going to be like, okay, what make or model of that car do you want? So you like, I'm looking for a Cherokee. I'm looking for a Jeep. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for a sedan. I'm looking for some kind of you know what I'm saying, some kind of economy car. You giving them something to work with. Now, world politics. This is why our people are weakened. We are weak in these subjects and these areas, law and history. So when we say something like, okay, what is your nationality? When you say a nationality, you're naming the make, the model of the car of yourself. Instead of it being a car scenario, you're talking about you as a natural being. You know what I'm saying? So when you say your nationality, you're naming a natural person. So you're in what you would say, you're in law. When you say your nationality, that means you're stating your quality or character pertaining to a nation. That's what nationality means. That's why nationality is not taught to so-called black people. Because once so-called black people identify with a character or nation pertaining to a nation or state, then you're in your lawful, proper person. Instead of just saying that you're black. You get it? Do you get it? And ignorance of the law is no excuse. When you get a Black's Law's dictionary, his name is Henry Campbell Black. So it's not you're looking for you think it's a so-called black man that wrote the book. No. His name is Henry Campbell Black. That's his name. So the book is called Black's Law's Dictionary. You preferably want to get an older book. You want to get an older book because older law books are less diluted, watered down. Feel me? So you want to get like a 4th edition, maybe the 5th edition, 4th edition and under, because it's less diluted. You get the book, you look up the word color. Listen to me. Going back to this scenario. See this car right here? You go to the car lot and you go to the car lot and say, hey, let me get that black car right there. Let me give it a test drive. They're gonna look at your ass like, there's 300 cars on the car lot, sir. Which car are you looking for? Which particular car do you want to test drive? They're gonna look at you like, what are you talking about? Like you a crazy person. Because you have to give a name to the car you're looking at. Get it? Our people have not been giving a name. We just keep running around here talking about, I'm black, I'm brown, I'm melanated, I'm aboriginal, I'm indigenous. That's not a name. That's not a name, G. They news scholars don't even teach this lesson. Right, the older books, fam. Double talk book. The double talk book is somebody doing what politicians do. Politicians, they always double talk. Black Lives Matter. That's what they do. They double talk. When they tell you, peace more. When they tell you a so-called black person, you a person of color, that's double talk. How is that double talk? That's double talk because think about it. There is no language called black language, is it? Is it a language called white language? You got to really start getting into law and history. These are the subjects that our people have deliberately been dumbed down in, not taught at all. And this is why the spell is actually being spoken. This is the insane part. The spell is actually being spoken by the people who are in their own land to enslave themselves. What kind of spell is that? That spell of you saying that you black, of our people saying they're black, not only does it denationalize, but it actually imprisons humanity. Fam. Yo, you talking about a serious ass spell. The spell is so wicked. You don't even know that you were putting yourself in a box. You talking about witchcraft, fam. We talking about dark sorcery. You know how somebody say a self-inflicted wound? A self-inflicted wound? Character assassination? Self-sabotage? So every time you say you black, that's what you doing. You giving yourself a self-inflicted wound, a fatal wound. That's what you doing. Ain't that shit wild though? Real shit. So again, when you say you this, you not giving no kind of identity of who you are or anything. You just saying you black. You see? It sound wild, but it's just like that. Because it's called color of law. Notice again, it's a color. Right. Emotional damage. You see emotional damage. We've all been, fam. Again, you go back to the quote from Plato. I'm paraphrasing. But the quote went like, it's easy to see why children are afraid of the dark. You can forgive, and you can see why a child will be afraid of the dark. Because it's a child. It's a child. Children do childish things. It's a child. You know, children do childish things. Children think that it's something hiding in the dark. You know, it's a boogeyman over there or something like that. That's a child is going to be like that. It's a child. It's a baby. Whole time, though, you're not going to give the same leeway you would for a child as you would for an adult. This is why ignorance of the law is no excuse. And this is why so-called black people keep getting fried. Lawfully and legally. Lawfully and legally is two different things. But legally, you can put yourself in an oral or written contract for your own enslavement, your own suffering. That's the spell. You can't smell it. You can't taste it. You can't touch it. Why? Because it's here. It's right in your mind. This is where the spell at. It's in your mind. It's in your mind, fam. Right. Better be sincere out here. If you ain't got no sincerity and you just out here just being on some high sedity, you know, treating people like they trash, and you ain't got no kind of compassion, you ain't got no sincerity, you ain't got no integrity. You just chasing the bag, doing whatever you could do for the bag. That ain't sincerity. That's why so-called black people keep suffering, because it's still that I gotta get up, and I can't tell my brother or my sister how I got up, because if I tell them how I got up, then they gonna push me down. That's indoctrination. That's part of the spell. That's part of the genocide. The unity is love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. That's the unity. Divine principles. Universal principles. You think about each one of those principles. They're universal. Love, universal. Truth, universal. Peace is universal. Freedom is universal. Justice is universal. Those are universal principles. Universal. Our people feel like, from what I see, our people are suffering because our people think that our people, man, have been trained. I said this just some real shit. Our people are like afraid of going to the light, because we think going into the light to learn something, it ain't gonna change nothing. You know how people be like, what good is that gonna do to know that? What good is that gonna do to know that? What difference is gonna make if you know that or not? Our people have been trained to say shit like this. What difference is it gonna make to know that? What you mean? What difference is it gonna make if you know that or not? You feel me, fam? That's some of the fucking most indoctrinated shit. Our people would say some shit like, what difference is it gonna make if I know that or not? What? Islam, what difference is it gonna make? Knowledge makes all the difference in the world. And then the activation of that knowledge is what makes it go. You could know a whole lot of shit. You could know a gang of shit. But if you're not active on it, you just a person that know a lot of shit. This is why the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, I want active Moors, not passive Moors. When you know, that's when you do. You see, you can't do shit. You could fake do shit like as if you did know, but you don't know what you're doing. You just doing some shit. You just doing some shit. You just doing some shit. People that know though, people that know, it's a difference between somebody that knows something and they do it versus somebody who just doing some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference, fam. It's a whole lot of people that just be doing shit. They don't be knowing what they doing. They fake know what they doing. They be like, yeah, I know what I'm doing, yeah. Whole time you don't know what the fuck you doing. Just like people out here talking about, yeah, I'm an Indian. You're an Indian. Yeah, I need a license. Shout out to Rise of the Moors too, man. My brother Jamal went crazy today. You don't know who Rise of the Moors, what Rise of the Moors is about, man. Listen, I'm here to tell you. My brother Jamal went crazy today, man. I'm talking about reference after reference after reference, ether bomb. All on the whole beam out was a ether bomb. So, again, it goes back to that Plato quote. It is a tragedy. It is a true tragedy when grown men and women are afraid of the light. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy when you got grown folks who think that they know whatever they think they know and they keep running with beliefs instead of just going with the sources. What sources do you have? What references can you point out that you can share and everybody can take a look at versus saying something out your mouth with no references? No book references. You don't have no book references. You don't have none of that. You just got... That's all you got. And then all that that you got, it don't really add up to nothing. Peace. Again, see that truck over there? See that truck over there? That's a white truck. See that? That's a white truck. This is a black car. See that? Black car, white truck. Neither one of those, white and black, I have identified either one of those vehicles. Now, put that to a political mindset. A political mindset is you have natural people and you have artificial people. Listen to me. Because this is what's happening, and this is what's been happening for a few generations. Our people think that by just staying in the same old mentality, getting nowhere, is how it's supposed to be. When in reality, that's the total polar opposite of knowledge. Knowledge is you find out the problem, you find out solutions, and you solve it. That's knowledge. The wisdom is you retain that information. So if you come across that problem again, you know what to do. That's the wisdom. That's the Moorish wisdom. That's the Moorish knowledge. That's the Moorish understanding. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. You don't come across the same problem and then forget what your answer was the first time. No. When you come across a problem, you problem solve, you critical think, you do some critical thinking, some deductive reasoning, and then you figure out, how do I solve this problem? After you solve the problem, the wisdom comes in with you retain that information. So if you happen to come across that problem again, or you know somebody that comes across that particular problem that you solve, you share that light with them. That's unity. That's a body politic. That's not egotistical. That's a body politic. Feel me? Right. Or you gonna repeat the lesson because you didn't learn the shit. So if you didn't learn, and that is what this planet, Earth, Midgard, Gaia, that's what this is. This planet can be a jail cell. This planet can be a school, a high science school, or this planet can be a school of hard knocks for your ass. That's what this planet is set up to be. Because people have to learn lessons. You got to learn lessons. You have to learn these lessons. There go more right there. So, learning these lessons with the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding, our people have been told for generations, nah, it's got to be difficult. It's got to be tough for the black man. It's got to be difficult for the black woman. Who told you that? Who told you that? And think about it. Who told you that? Why they tell you that? Why they keep telling you that you a color without showing you any evidence of the consequences of you calling yourself that? They just tell you, nah, donate to the United Negro Fund. Donate to Black Lives Matter. They done showed you in real time what Black Lives Matter did with them donations. Fam this nigga done bought a $40,000 dog with your donations. Did you hear what I said? Google it. One of the people from Black Lives Matter, one of them, bought a $40,000 dog with your donations. The other chick, she was buying mansions. Buying large mansions. She bought mansions with your bread. She got bumped off. After she got bumped off, she stepped down. Then what happened? What happened after that? Man, this shit wild though, man. Hey, Ma, they bought a dog with the donations, Ma. They bought a dog with the donations, man. That's how it went down. Wow. That's how it went down, G. They bought a dog with the donations. And people still don't get it. I was just speaking about that beam out your ass did. Fam, we talking about references. None of these people out here show references other than Moors that standing for truth, freedom, justice, peace, you know what I'm saying? And love, fam. Yeah, 40K could have funded the militia. You see what I'm saying? Think about this. Everybody has a militia in the land they from. Every nation has a militia that I know about. They got a militia. I don't care how small it is. I don't care how large it is. Every nation has a militia. Every nation has a flag. Every nation has a treaty. Are you seeing a pattern? You seeing a pattern? Every nation has a flag. Black, white, there is no flag for brown people, for white people, for green people, for yellow people. They don't have a flag because there is no flag for them to have, because that is a complete fraud, fabrication out of thin air. They made that shit up. Haiti has militiamen right now claiming their land. There it is. Bing bong. See that? IoT got a militia. You see? I'm glad you just said that shit too. Cause look, they pulled me in the Game of Thrones. Everyone from the Moorish militia is home right now. Bing bong. But they said, hey, they're never gonna get out. They're never gonna come home. Yeah. How they out there? Maybe because Second Amendment, the right to keep and bear arms, shall not be infringed. So they pulled me into Game of Thrones, right? So I've been watching Game of Thrones. Watch this shit. So in this particular episode, watch this shit right here. We talking about a militia, right? They put this right in our faces through entertainment. I'm watching Game of Thrones. Shout out to all the Game of Thrones people out there. I'm watching Game of Thrones. The mother of the king was thrown in jail. Watch this shit. She thrown in jail. They in there treating her dirty. Got her in the dungeon. She drinking shit out of a spoon. Telling her to repent. And all this wild shit, right? So, fast forward. Tables turn. Now, somehow she organized something with some other people in there. The queen I'm talking, the mother of the king. Now, she got a tall, this dude, he gotta be about 7 feet tall, wearing armor. Because at first, she didn't have armor. She didn't have no protection. They just threw her ass in the dungeon. So now, it's like, she got a soldier with her now. An armed soldier. Now she has protection. Watch this though. They was treating her, they was shitting on her at first. So now she got a soldier with her. 7 foot tall gladiator with a sword on her, right? Boom. Right. She had private security. Bing bong. Watch this. Talking about Game of Thrones. And the necessity of having security to protect your person. Sound like the Fifth Amendment. Watch this shit though. So, whole time, now she got an armed guard on her. They come to her cell like, they meet her. They like, hey, we want to speak to you over here. I don't think so. Dude, like, man, this is not a request. They got weapons on them. They got weapons on them. So she like, I'm not going. Now she got an armed guard on her with her now. So now she got security. Guess what happened? They walk up on her like, man, we finna take you. The security dude come over there, the sword, 7 foot tall swordsman. This nigga come over there. Grab the dude, pulls his face off. So you like, so they militia that was coming to get her, they looking at her like, oh, art and peace, more. So the point is, in the Game of Thrones, they keep showing over and over and over how important it is to defend yourself. You gotta defend yourself. Or you have to have a militia to defend your nation. They put it in front of our people all the time though. You see? All the time they put it in front of our people when it comes to self-defense. Or a militia, a body politic to defend who? The nation. The nationals. Nationals. You get it? See, colors are not a nation. Nationals are part of a nation. Body politic. Colors ain't. Peace, more. You see why they want to have people like Rise of the Moors and a Moorish militia. They want to have that like taboo. Nah, you can't have that. You see what I'm saying? See, this is the importance of a nationality. Nationality is the glue. Nationality is the body politic. Colors are not a nationality. In the U.S. Census Bureau, did you know this, man? In the U.S. Peace, Kellen. The U.S. Census Bureau, look it up yourself. It has so-called black people, African Americans listed as it. Did you hear what I said? It. So-called black people are categorized by the word it. Google it. Look it up. It's out there. It's out there, man. It's out there. So-called black people are categorized by the word it, meaning property. This is why they want to keep. Remember when the census was going on and they had people coming to your house or your apartment late in the morning? Real late in the morning, they had people on God. Alphabet Boy, COINTELPRO, King Alfred Plan, Willie Lynch, the Black Christian Black Codes. They're all the same mechanisms of the dark force to control, genocide, and destroy a people. But those people have to be categorized as it, black, colored, Indian. Get it? But they couldn't do that if those people actually formed a body politic protected by treaty law, constitutional law, and a militia. Don't forget. You got Europeans out here, like my brother Jamal. He did a BMI today. He went crazy with the references showing exactly on black and white what it looked like. The KKK, they're looked at as a militia, an organized militia. Huh? The KKK? How was the KKK looked at as an organized militia? Huh? Oh yeah. Did you know that? The KKK is looked at as politically as an organized militia. Yeah. They had another group called Pale Faces. They was looked at as an organized militia. See? They'd go outside with their little rallies. They'd go out there strapped up. I'm talking about strapped up. Where can you see Jamal's teaching? Follow his page. He on here right now. They go to these rallies, official Rise of the Moors. They got these people out here wearing rifle. They rocking rifles and all that. I got you more. Yeah. See that? They murdered Fred Hampton because he was about to link up with Jeff Fort, Chief Malik, and the 3,000 El Rookins for the Black Panther militia. This is why. It's see. That whole when our people out here running around with guns and killing their own people, hybrid Europeans, they're not afraid of that. You know what they're afraid of? They're afraid of Moors who have the Moorish mentality. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Principles, divine law, universal law. Enforcing those principles. That's what they're afraid of. They not afraid of that shoot 'em up, bang, bang. I got a blick, so I'm finna burn something down. They not afraid of that. They're afraid of Moorish unity. That's what they're afraid of. Because they know that spells the doom for them. See? So when you start talking about, okay, we talking about free national standards and principles. We talking about love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. We start talking about a militia. Oh shit. Oh, hold up. You talking about a militia? Oh no. Oh, we can't let them get organized. This is what the COINTELPRO operations is all about. To deflect, to divert, to discredit, to destroy any kind of so-called organization for Moorish people. That's what that whole thing is about. That's what the whole thing is about. That's why they got so many different operations out here. This is why they got so many different colored operations. Meaning the NAACP. What has the NAACP done? Tell me that. Can anybody honestly answer that? What has the NAACP done? What have they done? What have they done? Can anybody answer that? See, this is why the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, you can't be a beggar nation. They've done nothing. That's exactly what they've done. They've done nothing, fam. And guess what? For y'all ones out there that say, well, why ain't they done nothing? Because they're not designed to do anything. They're designed to rob our people under the guise, the illusion of freedom. They're in the business of illusions. So when they say, yeah, just send us your donations, you're sending them your energy. See, that's what it is. It's not about the paper. It's not about the paper. It's about the energy. It's not about the paper. It's about the energy. These people can print fiat all fucking day. They can print paper all day. It's about the energy. This is why they do all these harvests and shit. They do energy harvests. When our people go to these giant coliseums for basketball, football, hockey, soccer, look at all the hoops that our people got to go through. You go to a soccer game. Now you go. Let's say this. Let's see what so-called black people go to. So-called black people spend their bread on jerseys. They spend their bread on what? Jerseys, beer, fashion, concerts, and you spend your money in the wrong places. Strip clubs. Spending your money in the wrong places. But the energy harvest is to get our people to waste their energy in places that do not return the energy. This is why the nationality is the order of the day, because nationality is the returning, the restoration of the nation. This is why nationality is not spoken about. Yeah, they want to buy European, they want to buy foreigns. You want to buy shit that ain't got no value. And that's what European hybrids and these sellouts, so-called black people, this is what they perpetuate all the time. They gonna keep putting that narrative out. Nah, don't buy no land. Nah, don't invest in your identity. Just invest in material things. Like, cars, clothes, jewelry, things like that. Things that depreciate. Nothing that appreciates. Don't buy firearms. Nah, don't buy that. Just go buy fast food. Don't cook no food for yourself no more. Just go buy fast food. Kill yourself. Kill yourself slow. Yeah, there's value in cars if you a collector. If you're a collector in cars, yes, there is value. But if you just splurging on car after car, what are you doing? Yeah, chains. You want to get chains. They didn't took the chains off people. You know how wild this shit is, man. We had European hybrids as slaves, Slavs. We had them enslaved. The wild part is they didn't flip the whole story. And our people are afraid to go to the light to see the truth, because the light will help you see. What is the light? The light is the truth. The light is the knowledge. This rewinds it all the way back to the kickoff of this beam out with that Plato quote about children. You can look at a child, and if a child is afraid of the dark, you can look at a child like, oh, okay, well, that's a child. They're afraid of the dark. Okay, it's a child. But if you look at an adult, a full-grown adult, and that adult is afraid of the dark, like a child would be, like I'm talking about fearful. Fearful. Nah, more. That's what Europeans are, more. Nah, more. Europeans been Slavs, G. That's known. No, that's known, fam. That's known already. Eastern European Slavs, that's already known. But you looking at some like grown people afraid of the dark. That's not intelligent. That's just not intelligent at this point no more. It's not intelligent no more. And the dark means ignorance. That's what the dark means. Dark ain't got nothing to do with your skin complexion, fam. See? Gotta start looking at things on multiple levels. Ain't nothing to be scared of. I mean, fam, fear can't kill you. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. Fear cannot kill you. Know what I'm saying? Fear can't kill you. It's just fear. And then, whole time, like, what are you afraid of? You afraid of the dark? Why? Instead of looking at something like, okay, well, we've been getting taught that our people been colors this whole time. We've been getting taught like, it ain't gonna change nothing if you learn that. If you start studying law, it ain't gonna change nothing. If it ain't gonna change nothing, then why we ain't got no law libraries in our neighborhoods? If learning law wasn't vital, then why ain't no law libraries in so-called black neighborhoods? Bing bong. If it wasn't something that would change nothing, why wouldn't they have law libraries, a law library, in a so-called black neighborhood? Bing bong. So if a damn sure would change something, it would change something. But then again, you got them COINTELPRO people, the ops, that'll be like, nah, don't put a basketball court over there. Yeah, put a basketball court over there. Put a football field over there. Y'all go do that. We want y'all to go play with a ball. We would rather them play with a ball. We want y'all to play with a ball. We don't want y'all to play with books. Read books. We want you to go play with a ball. Whether it's a football, it's a basketball, a soccer ball, a tennis ball. We want y'all to go play with a ball. We don't want you to go play with a book. Nah, we don't. This is the same people who our people waste their energy on and think that they vote count for these motherfuckers. That part. Don't even get me started on that voting shit. You say I ran it up, football. Hey, listen, you could run it up on football, that's what's up. But at the same time, though, our people collectively can't get freedom with a football. You see what they did to OJ. That nigga OJ is a Hall of Famer. Look what they did to fool. Hey, man. Tiger Woods, greatest golfer of all time. They drugged the man. So we can't get freedom with a football, a golf ball, basketball. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and the activation of that knowledge. That's how we're going to get freedom. You got to fight for freedom. First, you got to know what the fuck to fight for. You got to fight for it with law. There go the time. Hope y'all got something from this beam out, man. Appreciate all y'all Moors. Islam, teach your baby.